this nanny could easily find that podcaster and say, because you just go to their website immediately. There's email addresses and stuff like that. But to point them in that direction is not so innocent.
With Katie, it's constantly she shoots the gun and says she didn't know it was loaded.
That's a great analogy. Obviously, now the storyline is into Katie's second season, whereas it could have just stayed in season 18. And it could have just died with, honestly, with Emily looking bad, bringing up Katie's custody situation.
By the way, when Katie joined last season, she has been studying housewives for years. She came on with this whole, oh, my friend Sutton, my friend this. It was all very contrived. How can she be so messy with these bloggers? She knows what it leads to. Like, this is really sloppy. Did she think she wasn't going to get caught?
She's not cunning enough. She's not Lisa Vanderpump.
We gonna stir it up and do things our way. So if you wanna move, get out of our way.
Hey.
We're back. We're back in the OC, in the bosom of Bravo.
Where it all began.
Yes.
I'm now going, I was going to be like, and the OG of the OC, Don Gunville.
I mean, he's the OG house husband.
Yeah,
so,
he is technically. Yeah, I'm glad years of therapy like Tamra's has taught me to separate his identity from my own. So the fact that I'm not calling myself Don today, progress.
Good. Yes. Progress and medication.
Cease and desist.
Oh my God. Can you believe it's season 19?
God, I was in college. I feel like I was a junior in college, stoned on the couch in my apartment, and my roommates were like, "What the hell are you watching?" And I was like, "Gold." Right. That's what I'm watching.
Pure gold. I mean, I believe I was watching either Top Chef or Project Runway, and I saw an ad for this show, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, what's this crap? This is so degrading to women. I'm not going to watch this. This is terrible. And of course I watched it and I was hooked. Day one.
19 seasons later, we are.
19 seasons. How many franchises later? I mean, look, if I could watch the franchises from all the other like countries, I would do it. Like I'm in it.
Yeah.
Hardcore. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
guess we should dive in. Oh my God. So before we begin, well, as we begin, you know, they do the opening shots where everyone is, they catch you up, and I caught something. The Dubrows, the background, they are in the Century in Century City, Candy Spelling's building. We know, I say it 10,000 times a season, but their apartment looks slightly different. And you guys want to know why? They have two now. They have two, not just the penthouse. They have another one. My mind.
Two. So they bought the one penthouse, and then while they also bought that horrible house in the hills that they were going to redo.
Yeah.
And then they bought a second penthouse
because they're not keeping the Beverly Hills house, which was a family home, and their penthouse, as huge as it is, I think it's only like 2 bedrooms. It's meant for rich, childless people. So I think they bought a second one on a lower floor to anchor, so the family has a place.
Yeah, because Ace needs a place to sleep. Like.
I can't even get a shopping cart under a bridge out of my parents. And look at the Dubrows.
Born into the wrong family.
So I just had to get that off my chest because, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about their house more later.
Yeah.
What's happening with that house. But yeah, and they well, we'll go into it because then Shannon picks up Katie to go car shopping. whatever. Like,
Yeah,
let's just film a scene at a BMW dealership.
Maybe I noticed Shannon's in yet another BMW. Last season was a little SUV. This time it's a new 5 Series. So maybe even with this, she got a hookup on her lease or something. She's filming there they had the bows out, everything. Mm-hmm. But most importantly, though, it's with Katie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And one thing as they're driving to the dealership, this is not a good sign for Shannon. She says to Katie, that she did her manifesting for 2025 and men aren't on the list, that she wants to have fun. Fun, Shannon, is the biggest red flag. We have never seen fun Shannon when Shannon mentions fun Shannon. It's not good.
Well, we'll see. Okay, well, first of all, she said, she's like, I don't even think about John Jansen. She's like, and then she says to Katie, she's like, that's where I first met John. And then I was like, and then she does the whole thing about like, their settlement. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I hope that's all we hear about Johnny J this entire season. Alexis isn't there. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that is all we hear. Right. Hopefully that's it. And because I would love that for Shannon. Granted, and she had already filmed Love Hotel. So we know that debacle. So none of that. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I have theories, which we'll get into about the season, and we'll have to come back to these theories throughout as the season progresses to see how on track our predictions are. Not.
I mean, this was a good season opener. It really did give us the lay of the land for the season going forward.
Mm-hmm. It also wasn't too boring. There was enough like conflict, but it wasn't like crazy conflict. Although, to be honest, a little bit of it was like, I was like, are we still talking about these fucking kids again and the fucking nanny? I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as it doesn't carry on all season long between Emily and Katie, then I'll be okay. As long as it comes out with like more lies and shit.
Well,
okay.
I was going to say, I've heard things about Katie. So
somebody's got a very rough sophomore season.
But some advice. So as we know in the dealership, what they're talking about is the situation with Katie, Emily's nanny, Emily, and a podcast blog.
All about the Real Housewives. It's a popular like podcast, Instagram, creators, and they've got a blog and everything like that. So they put out a lot of content. But my thing was that, okay, you could tell Shannon was like, your daughter did the podcast and talked about it. Are you serious? Like that wasn't a good thing. And Katie's trying to justify it. And then Katie's also like, well then, the nanny reached out to me and I didn't know what to do with it. But I just gave her the information for the podcast that her daughter just did. My daughter just did. And that's what she did. And I was like, okay, well, I know it sounds like the words you say sound very innocent because also like, yeah, sure. This nanny could easily find that podcaster and say, because you just go to their website immediately. There's email addresses and stuff like that. So you can contact them extremely easily to do that. But to point them in that direction is not so innocent.
She knew this is what, with Katie, it's constantly, she shoots the gun and says she didn't know it was loaded. It's always.
That's a great analogy.
The look on her face when people confront her that's the thing about her too. She's a confessional warrior. The look on her face when people confront her, she looks so dumbfounded, like, what do you mean? And then
just so innocent.
Yeah, Shannon when Shannon was kind of like, your daughter did the podcast, she did give her like, this was Shannon housewife to housewife. She was like, oh, I think she said like, around here our kids don't do podcasts. There are multiple reasons. One, of course, being your kid is now fair game. Your kid is now in the crossfire. We've seen it in New Jersey. And that's always been. And the second thing too, just for your own sake, is your kids don't, especially young ones, her daughter's like 9, in general, it's just a liability because they don't have the same media training. So they don't know what they're saying. They haven't been coached the same way you have been, and they're a little younger. It's a lot. It's just risky. You just don't do it.
It also tends to perpetuate the storyline and keeps it going. I mean, obviously now the storyline is into Katie's second season, whereas it could have just died. It could have just stayed in season 18 and with that reunion and it could have just died with, honestly, with Emily looking bad, bringing up Katie's custody situation.
Right.
But now it doesn't. Now they both look bad. My opinion is they both look bad with this, but Katie's side has kind of continued to perpetuate. And I'm just like, girl, stop. Don't, we're not a blog, but we're podcasters, obviously. Don't get involved with us. Like, no, don't. Like, we're not the people that are always, when we come with tea, it's because the tea has come to us and we verified it too. Like, we're not a gossip. We just like to give our opinions.
Yeah. We are not in like, yes, we know housewives and all that stuff professionally, social. We're not like something about this storyline, like I mentioned, New Jersey and stuff, that bothers me is the thing about kids off limits mixed with bloggers and referencing bloggers and podcasts. It's very New Jersey again. And this is kind of where New Jersey has stalled. Yeah. It's all about we all know bloggers, social media, podcasts play a role in it, but you're not supposed to discuss it. And now it's a main storyline. And it's very, it reminds me of the shows that I'm not saying that Orange County will be put on hold. I'm just saying it reminds me of all those kinds of shows.
Plus also, like, I'm sorry, we're not friends. Like, you're, as a housewife, you are not friends with podcasters and bloggers, and as podcasters and bloggers, you are not friends with housewives and Bravo reality, TV stars. If you think you are, then you've turned into Janet. Just saying. Yeah.
If your friendship is contained in a DM box, both sides need to understand that.
Right. Then it is a business relationship based on clickbait.
So Katie, I mean, that's why, yeah.
She's not cunning enough. She's not Lisa Vanderpump.
Yes.
She's not Kyle Richards. I'm just saying.
Right.
Those two are women who know how to use the media to their advantage. And they know. And they don't use podcasters and bloggers either. They use the media.
Right. I mean, didn't Katie last semester, didn't Katie last season say she knows the king of paparazzi? Remember? The secret little man who controls all. She doesn't know when to stop. No. Vanderpump, Kyle, all the masters of the housewives world. Like you were saying with Emily, she could have stopped right at the reunion and let Emily look like a monster. That was her goal. Instead, she kept going, and now it's right back at her. So,
yeah. Well, we've got tons to talk about.
Yeah.
I do love that Gina has a new house. She is no longer in the casita. She has a real legitimate house with space. She doesn't have the furniture yet, but God bless her. I love my humble Chili's queen. Like,
she is one that's really grown on me.
I'm so glad that she has. I really am. Did you see? She also put up a post last week. She just was basically like, before we get started, she was like, I gained some weight. I don't care. I was doing my own makeup and hair. And she's like, all this stuff. She's like, I don't care. Like, if you guys want to come for me, fine, but I just don't care. And I was like, bless you, Gina. Bless you.
She apologized she warned us about the cheap backpack we're going to be seeing all season.
Yes. Love her. Love my humble Chili's queen.
Yeah. Yes. That was, no, I think she totally leans into it. And which is part of it. She's not broken lying. She's not broken. Right. And by the way, she's not broke. I think she could walk away from Housewives better than most because she hasn't fallen for she hasn't fallen into the trap of spending her Bravo salary on Birkins to stay on Bravo. She seems to be within her means. She started a business on the outside.
I mean, she did fall into it for a second of trying to start like that skincare line and stuff, which, you know, a lot of them do. But when she was like, no, when she got into real estate with, oh shit, I forgot his Travis, you know, at first I was like, they seem to still be going strong, which I am happy for them. I was like, that's good to see. And so, you know, I'm happy for. Also, I feel like it's a nice contrast to Heather Dubrow. Do you know what I mean? I think, and we're seeing the different sides of the Orange County.
Yeah.
Too. Because it's not all like Newport and Laguna Beach. So
yeah.
Just saying.
I think she's fine.
I did choke on my tea this morning when she said that she went to Bali and she connected to the wind.
Okay.
Oh, girl, you're not on Long Island anymore. You are definitely in California now.
It's funny hearing her say it too, because I find her accent that's always there, but it goes up and down in intensity. And this episode, I noticed it's very intense, that Long Island accent. But like you said, she's speaking like this, like some new age hippie from Corona Del Mar.
She's like, I realized it's my fear that's been holding me back. And I'm not going to let my fear like get in the way of me and Travis and our little meatball and Clover.
Yeah.
I love it. Also, real quick too, are we just going to see white jackets with that pearl detailing all season long? Like, is that the uniform? Because Katie and Shannon were both wearing jackets like that. Emily's wearing a jacket like that in her. I mean, it's a little bit of a different style, but same thing in one of her confessionals. I'm just like, I'm gonna start counting. I'm gonna keep a count of like how many white jackets with pearl details we see this season on the show.
Yeah.
Because, you know, before in some seasons, it's been that like sparkly mesh top with the feathers on the cuff. That's been a look for so many years. And there's some other looks, but that was one for a long time that friends and I were just like, can they stop buying that thing off of Amazon, please?
I wonder if some brand reached out and sent it all to them, and they all like didn't check with each other. Yeah.
Like, oh, it looked good on one and looked good on me. Anyway.
We do get another, circling back to Beverly Hills. We get another look at the Dubrow house.
Yes.
Which didn't go well. They're bailing.
Yeah. I feel like you have more info on that house. Like, they got a really good deal on that house initially, right? It was almost like too good to be true, and it is.
It was, it was the home, the estate was Dino De Laurentiis. He was a bit like the Italian Spielberg of Italy. Giada De Laurentiis from Food Network is his granddaughter. They were asking 37, I think, or 38, huge sum, and it sat on the market for years. They swooped in from like say 38, 16 mil. Damn. How did they bought it with that price on the my thinking, I'm not a real estate expert, just a freak, is either they got it at that price on the condition there wouldn't be an inspection, or how did they not know of this asbestos in a house that old, putting out that much money?
I mean, or like, you got to think if it's that old, that of course there's asbestos in it, and asbestos removal is incredibly expensive. Who the hell is this contractor that you hired that went $8 million over your budget? I'm sorry, that actually seems ridiculous to me, Heather Dubrow. I kind of call shenanigans, because you are on top of your money.
Yeah.
You built Chateau Dubrow and you said you handled every little freaking detail.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that you have spreadsheets on top of spreadsheets on top of spreadsheets, Heather Dubrow. So I believe that you know. So I'm kind of calling shenanigans. I feel, and not that anything nefarious happened, but just that like it got out of control of like how much it was going to cost.
Yeah, and then assuming it was a flip, like they've done with others, maybe with the market softening, they realized there wasn't a big profit. Off Chateau Dubrow, they made like 20 something million as a profit. I mean, she's gone over publicly. I think they put in like 26. They sold it for like 55. I don't think the one in Beverly Hills had the same. It's a spectacular property, but it's not. It photographs well. That's how I would put it. It photographs well.
The actual house, in my opinion, is a teardown.
Right.
Now, nice.
So,
just tear it down, put something else. Oh, I do want to go back though to when Shannon FaceTimes with Stella in Amsterdam. She's like, Stella, what happens if you do drugs? And she's like, you die. That's right, you die. And I was like, Shannon, you survived USC in the 80s, so just saying.
Yeah.
I think Stella's going to be fine in Amsterdam.
I was gonna say, Shannon was able to do her semester abroad in Colombia, right? From the comfort of her dorm room.
I didn't go that far.
Yeah. She knows.
She knows. She's just being a mom. But oh man, but then we have like Emily with her boys, her twins.
Yeah.
And then talking about Luke's, we get all serious talking about Luke's ARFID, avoidance restrictive food intake disorder. So which apparently can be linked to autism.
Yeah.
Then comes out later on. So.
Yeah, she says it later on, the autism part. Because at first I was like, oh, picky eater. And then they're like, food disgusts him. And I'm like, I'm jealous.
I was kind of thinking that way too. But then a friend of mine who, she's autistic, she has the same thing. I was like, oh, now I kind of get it. And she's talked about it before, about how like some foods, she almost looks at them like they're plastic. She's like, she's like, it's weird. She's like, I just don't. And I was like, oh, so like kind of like seeing that. But it's interesting. I did like, Emily's a mom and she tends to get very emotional about her children. And this was the one time where I felt like Shane being cool and aloof actually was helpful, when he was like, it's baby steps. He likes Wheat Thins now. He likes Chex. And she was like, that's not a meal. And he's like, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen to Shane. Can I believe them saying listen to Shane? And I'm saying listen to Shane. Like,
yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. Like you're going to get there. So yeah.
Yeah, that was I felt bad for that. So I was like,
yeah.
By the way, can we talk about something for a quick sec? And as I was watching Emily in all the scenes, she's morphing into Lisa Vanderpump. I don't necessarily mean the age. I mean they have that glow. It's a certain look. Maybe I'll do a side by side. They're starting to look very similar, their features, and they're both pretty. It's not a dig. It's just when I was looking at her, I was like, and she also has the very nice long flowy hair, and I was looking at her, I was like, Emily Vanderpump over there. And in one scene, I think it's which we're going to get to soon. The sit down, she's sitting there at some kind of jacket with like a fur collar, and she has her long hair flowing and the filler is filling. And I was like, Emily, yeah.
Sometimes I wish she had less fillers in her.
Yeah, it's
cheeks.
a little done up. Just
because I mean she has kind of small eyes. I have small eyes too, so it's like you have to worry that if you get too much filler, put it in your cheeks, then it can make them look smaller.
Yeah, because
it's like
shoves.
And then and then she's putting on false eyelashes too, which can close your eyes off more sometimes as well. So it's like, and Lisa Vanderpump had the same problem as well for a while before she got her facelift.
Yeah,
she got a good facelift in the last year or so. You can see it on Vanderpump Villa this season's like, you're like, oh, Lisa has been refreshed.
Yeah.
She has fewer fillers. Like, she looks better. She looks better. Look, I am all for a facelift. Go get a facelift. Like, if you can afford it and you get a good one, do it.
Yeah.
You feel better about yourself, do it. Yeah. But thinking, let's talk about feeling better about themselves. Tamra at her therapist's, just let me do damage control for my I have autism outburst.
That's it. The way she walks, the scene with her walking up, heartbroken. By the way, if you notice, she's in head to toe black. It's to give, she can't walk the scene, the performance she's about to put on. She can't be in there in pink.
Thank you. Completely performative. Let me wear all black, but I'm still a badass because I'm wearing my biker boots. You know, but I'm a sensitive badass. It's still, everything rings hollow. I'm just like, look, she did go through a lot of crap in her life. I think, she's talked about, and like, I think all of us are sensitive to that. But again, this is a reason, but not an excuse for your behavior.
Yeah.
You keep using them you've used it as excuses for your behavior for the last almost 20 years that we have been seeing you on our screens.
I was dying when I guess production's in on the joke with us as the audience when she's explaining to the therapist how she wants to be, she put less responsive, impulsive, explosive, and harsh with her words. And production cuts to a montage of all her greatest moments.
But they're all overlaid around her face too. Like, that's my attention. You're just like, oh my gosh. I just was like, that was amazing. Also, this is the problem, I will say, with getting too much Botox, is that half the time I don't believe a lot of people when they're crying because they can't, because their eyebrows can't, do this, because so then they're stuck and they're like, I'm crying, and I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
they could be. Granted, I don't think that she's crying half the time, although she can turn on the waterworks. So I was just like, Botox doesn't help my sympathy for you.
It's like a housewife's curse. You have Kyle at the reunion struggling. I mean, they all do that thing with the little triangle of the folded Kleenex. Not a tear drops.
Even our Mariposa Kristen, when she was getting engaged to, and she was like, oh my gosh, and she's trying to cry, but her eyebrows can't come together and like get that cry. I was just like, man, but I'm just nitpicking there. One thing I will not nitpick on, because I've said it the last couple of seasons, is that I wish that Tamra would stop talking about her daughter on camera, because that is something that her daughter, and I'm not using her daughter's name, but we all know who I'm talking about. But her daughter doesn't want to be talked about on camera, doesn't want to be mentioned on camera. And in my opinion, every time she is mentioned, and because like production, every time she's mentioned, it pushes her further away. Like any of these things, because it then proves her point that she's trying to make to her mother of like, you're using me as a storyline. I'm not an actual person to you. And that's not what's, and therefore, if you would stop talking about me on camera, then maybe we could have this. But she does, like, and Tamra could easily say to production, I'm not going to talk about her, or like, we can't talk about her on camera. I'm not going to do this anymore because I do want a relationship with her. If it was that important to her, she would stop talking about her daughter on camera.
Yeah.
But the show overrides it all.
I caught the way she phrased it to the therapist. She basically said Sydney abandoned her. She put the blame on Sydney. I was like, Sydney's not coming back.
She didn't even give me a chance. Excuse me?
Yeah. Now she's blaming her daughter for her anger. So.
Yeah. No, not about that. Oh, and then she's like, I just don't, and I get that she, like, from what she's gone through, like, she doesn't trust people, but she is one of those personalities. She's one of those people who she pulls people in with her sob stories, but also with her she does have a magnetic personality, because I will say when she's fun, she does seem fun and she'll like pull you in. But the minute she thinks that you may not be 100% hers, she pushes you away.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I've been in relationships with, I've been in friendships with people like that, and it's very hard. And then they blame you for not being their friend because they push you away, and then they come back to you and they're like, but I need you. And you're like, but you've been so horrible to me. So like when she's later on talking about how can, Shannon threw away our friendship, I was just like, girl, I think you both threw away that friendship. I'm so like,
yeah,
no.
You have Tamra, who's avoidant. And also, it's funny when she said people betray her. She's the original villain. The look on her face when you're telling a story, Bass Lake style, and it's not clicking. The smile she gets.
Yeah. Well, and the way that she went after Shannon so hardcore about the drinking last, I mean, she gave Shannon all the sympathy from the audience last year that could have easily become anger if Tamra hadn't been so hard on her. So yeah.
And then you have Shannon, who's just like really self-absorbed. They're not compatible as ride or dies in real life. That's what I mean. They are coworkers. Yeah. They're friendly coworkers because each one is in their own world. So
absolutely. And then you have Jen and Ryan shopping for a wedding bikini, which was disgusting. I'm sorry. That was very Pam and Tommy.
Yeah. Like they want a beach wedding, so that was kind of stupid. People get married on the beach all the time, so you wear a sundress or something. That was a little. It does
You're middle-aged and you have great bodies. Fabulous. Good for you.
They do lay on the PDA a lot, which the rule is, I think probably in real life, but especially on Housewives, the ones who have to show how sexual they are, nothing's going on in the bedroom. It's the housewives in the streets and the freaks in the ones who lay it on like they do everything is about how sexy and attracted. It's not a good sign.
It's just like on social media, it's like those couples that are all over each other, and they're like, we're the best couple ever. I love you so much, smoochy woochie, smoopy pie. And then like the next thing you know, they're in this horrible divorce, and you're like, what happened, smoochy woochie? And they're like, he was cheating on me and he's abusive. She's horrible. She never cooked or cleaned. I don't know. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not seeing this marriage. Okay, and also think about, they haven't married, right? As far
as I know, they haven't gotten
it's
married.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Maybe it's this summer, because this filmed over, started in January or February, I believe. So yeah, this just happened.
Because I just don't personally think it's one for the. It's a little like Louis, Teresa-y.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I've made such glowing references to the New Jersey franchise this episode. I'm really going to be welcome if I land in Newark or something. If you guys find me with like bricks tied to my feet at the bottom of Franklin, one of the lakes of Franklin, you will know.
I would just avoid flying into Newark though in general. So,
Yeah. Oh, we do get something. One quick thing about Jen and Ryan that caught my eye is that I don't know how long they have known each other. I know they have a history before the show because Jen keeps saying, well, Tamra used to flirt with Ryan at Cut Gym, and that's why she hates me. I got him. But what he referenced there when he's saying that her therapy's fake, her apologies are fake, remember her baptism, that was fake. Her baptism happened so many years ago. Either did he know that? Did they know each other back then? Has he been studying Housewives? Because that's not a part of Jen's journey on Housewives. That was from a decade ago. So I want to know if they knew each other back then, or if he showed that he's doing some digging.
I don't know. I mean, she might have known. Jenn and Tamra might have known each other, but I don't know.
Yeah.
If she knew Ryan.
I just wonder if he was referencing the show or referencing real life. That's where I was like, you know, it's always a sign when a newbie like Katie references things that happened in a season she wasn't on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say with Tamra, Tammy Sue, Barney Judge, like it kind of, the show in real life kind of, the line is blurred with her for sure. She's one of those housewives for sure. Yeah. Then there's the dinner with Heather, Tamra, and Emily, and there's not really much there except for like Tamra's so skinny because of all the stress.
Yeah.
But that Tamra had dinner with Katie, the quiet woman. And I was like, well, nothing good or nothing quiet happens there. And then they said that. They're like, well, it's not really quiet. I was like, there we go. But then we hear about Katie apparently running to the blogger podcast or content creators again.
Mm-hmm.
With some stuff. I still was about Tamra being accused of leaking info through Finsta accounts or something.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it sounded like. Yeah.
And then
Katie apparently reached out to that content creator.
Yeah. Who's the content? It's like Bravo Babe or something.
Is it Bravo Babe? I mean, because they blurred it out.
She's been posting screenshots all week. This is like her. What I'm hearing. Kelly Clarkson, a moment like this, mixed with Whitney Houston, one moment. She's just nonstop, but she posted some screenshot of like her DMs with Katie. So
yeah, well then, yeah. So Katie, of course, is like, no, she reached out to me, and then apparently they were on a podcast said that Katie reached out to her and stuff. And Katie's all like, I'm going to get down to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Honey, your phone's right here. Even that night at the Quiet Woman, like your phone was right there. Why didn't you get down to the bottom of it with your phone right there?
She knows. She knows she can't open her phone on the spot because she knows what's in there and what it will show. So, and by the way, Katie established. We know from when Katie joined last season, she has been studying housewives for years. She came on with this whole, oh, my friend Sutton, my friend this. It was all very contrived. Cynthia. Yeah, Cynthia. How can she be so messy with these bloggers? She knows what it leads to. Like, this is really sloppy. Did she think she wasn't going to get caught?
Maybe. I that's some hubris right there. Yeah. I don't
she needs like Candy's Don Juan to do her dirty work. Like, I don't know why she thought she could do this all from her personal account and no one would know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a rookie or a Teresa move. Like,
yeah.
Means you just don't care. You just don't care. You just don't think you're going to get found out. And I don't know. Look, my opinion is that if you're going to do that shit then, and it gets called out, then you got to own it. Right. And you got to say, yeah. And then that kind of, then you take control of the narrative again. Because then if you own it and you say, yeah, I did that. Yeah, because I thought that was you, and I thought that you were doing that, and so I said yeah, and I reached out to them because whatever.
That's why she's like a confessional. She's a confessional warrior. She looks so stunned and innocent when confronted with exactly what she did, but then cut to later on, she's like, "Oh yeah, I did it," but But she always looks so puzzled. Anytime she hears someone's upset with her, she acts like she has no idea why they could ever be offended. Like,
well, she did that the next day when she had coffee with Gina, and then Gina surprised her with Emily, which honestly I thought was a baller move. I was like, yes, ambush her. I thought that was great. Actually, I do feel that Gina's taking on a little bit of like too much of Emily's storyline for herself. I was like, no, this is Emily's fight to have. Like, you don't need to take it on too much, but I still thought it was good.
If this was Mob Wives, Emily would have come in and grabbed Katie. I mean, I was like, they are lucky this is Orange County, because
I missed that show, Mob Wives. I loved it so much.
Rest in peace, Big Ange.
Oh, Big Ange.
But if how do I put this? If Emily Simpson was Drita, Katie would be dead. And because Emily came in charged, I mean, she was yelling.
Oh, yeah.
She was, I mean, like you said, she was Mama Bear defending her kids. But yeah, no, I thought about that ambush. I was like, yeah, this could have gone down so many ways in so many different cities. Yeah.
I thought it was great. I mean, Emily yelling like, "Don't bring my kids into it." I was like, but you also did that to Katie. This is where I go, you guys are both wrong. But Katie, you could have won the entire situation by not perpetuating it. Or just letting the nanny figure it the fuck out. Like, and who to go to. Like,
yeah.
She could have.
You can ignore a DM. You can say, you can just hands off. Instead, she chose to get involved and tell her exactly how to do it. That's guilt.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Next, they go to the Golden Door. The Golden Door. Which I personally was offended that Jen's daughter does not know who Oprah Winfrey is. And this is where I go, and I might stand 10 toes down on this. Jen, I am questioning your mothering skills that your daughter doesn't know who Oprah Winfrey is. She should have watched at least some, Super Soul Sundays. I get it that the Oprah Winfrey Show has not been on for quite a while, but come on.
That is really where age hits you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. When I was her age, I thought Oprah was like the most almighty, powerful, like she was like,
she is.
Yeah, she still is.
Like,
but God. I mean, so to be like, she's not even aware of her. I was like, oh my God. As a kid, I knew, I mean, so that was funny.
Yeah. Oh, but oh my God. Yeah. Oh, I've already talked about how they're all getting ready for the Golden Door. And then it's almost $13,000 to stay.
Oh, that was, I did love Shannon's delivery there, where she's like, you can't put a price on the magic of this place, but it is $12,950 for 8 days.
I wanted to be like, how many weeks of that did you have to give up to pay John Jansen? Like,
yeah.
Or did just Gene the Machine go, hey, like, my daughter's had it rough.
She may have gotten it for free. Notice how it then becomes part of the show, because sometimes so they may not. I don't know if the Golden Door would give that for free. Well, what happened?
But the one day.
Well, what happens is it's not like the resort itself, like the front desk DMs these people, but what they do is they have publicists whose jobs are to go out and reach out to target celebrities, like housewives for a spa is really, and they're like, we'd love for you to come for a few days. It would be our pleasure. Just hashtag this, tag us here, tag us. Like there's a whole, so I don't know.
Well, they have been there before.
The Golden Door?
I think was Shannon's sound bath?
That was in Canyon Ranch in Tucson.
Oh, okay.
I had to, the reason I know the name off of my head, I looked it up too. Because I was like, I mean, I don't know if they gave her that full week. Obviously, the day filming was, but they do. If you they do reach out and offer free trips, but it's usually in an influencer style where you have to do certain content, certain posts, hashtags, like that. So I don't know. She shouldn't be spending 13th hour a week. No, Vicky would yell at her.
Well, I just thought of it, like, because look, the celebrities she mentioned were like Oprah, Julia Roberts, Zsa Zsa Gabor, and Liz Taylor, who are both deceased. I was like, these are older celebrities, and we've just talked about how Jen's daughter didn't know who Oprah was. This is, and I would normally say that I don't think the Golden Door would give away like a week for free or anything like that. However, maybe the Golden Door is like, hey, we need to bring in some new clientele and new type of clientele. Right. So let's do this. Like, what can we do? I couldn't see them giving away an entire week for free to Shannon, but I can see them doing some other stuff. So just like, filming here. Yeah,
because maybe it is a very old guard, old Hollywood, and maybe that's why they did Housewives. Because I was going to say the Golden Door is very exclusive. It's not some cheap place they're dressing up. So normally they wouldn't open themselves to filming. No. But you're right. They need a younger demographic. They need some buzz because it is very grandma matri. Fun fact that just hit my mind when she says Zsa Zsa Gabor and Liz Taylor both have been Mrs. Hilton's at one point or another.
Yeah. That is correct.
I was like, yes.
You're always bringing it back to the Hiltons. There you go.
The world just revolves around them. I'm just pointing out. Yeah. No, so that's the kind of place it is. It's like a Kathy kind of, those kind of women. Very, very grand, very fancy.
Yeah. Well, Tamra walks in, kind of akin to her walking into her therapy appointment filming of like bringing this whole look. And I agree that that was at the time that they found out that Teddy had all these brain tumors and stuff. So yes, that is going to be emotional. And at the same time, I do believe that Tamra was using that as sympathy, like to play a card of some kinds, just because I don't believe that Tamra does anything that isn't calculated.
Right.
Everything's calculated. So she'll weaponize Teddy's cancer against other people
if she won't
to get what she
needs. If she won't let her daughter go for a storyline, she's not going to let Teddy go. So yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I wonder if we're going to get any Teddy this season. Like if she's going to do any.
I would my thoughts are that if we got any Teddy, it would be on Beverly Hills,
right? Because
Kyle and Teddy are best friends. Like Tamra was calling her best friend, and I'm sure they're extremely close and they're like business partners. But Kyle and Teddy are best friends. Teddy
lives in, I don't know if she still is at the moment, but she's been recuperating for a while in Kyle's guest house, or so I can see her absolutely filming in person for Beverly Hills. It's like a friend, casual. That's not a hint from me. I don't know. But
right.
I was just thinking even like a FaceTime, like if we're going to get Tamra pulling out all the stunts, she's crying in a crisis and she needs to FaceTime Teddy. And it's like, you get it, fake crying. So I don't.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember Tamra being in any of the pictures of Teddy's hospital room.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, because those are definitely two different lives for Teddy. Like you have different social circles. Kyle is her real life. Kyle is LA. They're like, Tamra. Yeah, her lives down in Orange County. It's different kind. Yeah. What I'm saying is, Teddy might be a mutual friend between Kyle and Tamra, but it's not a sisterhood of Kyle Richards and Tamra Judge.
Yeah. And I'm also not saying that Tamra doesn't care about Teddy or wasn't there for Teddy either. I'm just saying that, like,
I don't think there's a lot of social overlap between Kyle and Tamra in those worlds.
Yeah.
Teddy's the glue that holds it all together.
Yeah. And then they do Tai Chi and drumming and whatever. They're split into groups, yada, yada. But then they do the lunch. And so, of course, they have to have lunch. And Katie announcing, like, I just want to invite you guys to my hot pot lunch next Friday. And it was like, nobody seems to think that that's a good idea. Even her friends, even Jenn and Shannon, do not seem to think that that is a good idea.
Did you catch this? Did you catch when Heather says, I think it's her confessional, she feels vindicated. Last year, everyone thought she was crazy. She knew gut instinct something was up with Katie. And I was like, immediately when I heard that, Shannon storming up the steps, you will all see the truth.
That's your favorite Shannon Beador meme. An Orange County meme. I mean, it's true. And I will say, I will give Heather Dubrow her roses. She was right. And I think a lot of us were wrong, myself included. Like, I was like very much giving Katie another chance. I mean, granted, this is what we're, well, like it does not look good for Katie.
I was gonna say, last season was her first season. We were all learning. Now that we're on her second season, it's a pattern. And now we can make a solid judgment of her. Yeah.
I would agree. Yes, it's the pattern recognition. It's like, oh, she's done this before. Oh, she's doing this again. Like, it's like, oh, okay.
These are no longer newbie. Like, she's been spoken to, dragged through the coals 100 times. She's still doing it. This is who she is. So
yeah, Tamra yells at people, has outbursts and yells at people. That is a pattern. Shannon gets drunk and cries at people. That is a pattern. Heather Dubrow pops champagne and looks down on people. That is a pattern. Like, these are just the patterns. And so Katie apparently goes to bloggers and lies about people, like, and lies about doing that. That's a pattern.
She's a loose association with the truth.
Oh my gosh. Well, she's a loose association with who she considers friends. Like, when Jenn stood up for her, it was like, I don't think, like, she doesn't think of them as bloggers. She considers them her friends. I was like, Jenn.
So sad. That is.
We love you, Jenn. You're so sweet. And Tamara's like, she's a people pleaser. And I go, she is a people pleaser. But there's also a part of me that wants to go, she is an innocent and we love her, but I just don't think she really connects a lot of the dots sometimes. I think y'all know what I'm saying without saying it. Like, she's just sweetheart. You're going to find out 10 years from now that Katie's another Tamra if you don't watch yourself. Like, you got taken in by Tamra for how many years? Like, ooh, be careful, girl.
I really hope whatever Ryan has or has not done, does not. I hope Jenn Pedranti is not signing documents with Ryan.
I hope what she's signing is a fucking prenup.
Yeah.
Do not pull a Teresa. Sign a prenup. Yeah. Everybody needs to sign a prenup. This day and age, again, marriage is a business. It is not about money. It's all about money. But, well, I also take issue with this, and I could be completely wrong, and somebody can correct me, whether it's Emily or a lawyer. But Emily says that she had to hire a lawyer to sue the nanny. But then she says it was a cease and desist. And I was kind of like, you're a lawyer. Couldn't you write that yourself? But then I also don't know. I was like, it's like a doctor can't write a prescription for themselves. They still have to I was like, but even if you can't write a cease and desist yourself as a lawyer, couldn't you get a lawyer friend to just write one for you pro bono? Like, you know what I mean?
Her husband also, too.
Yeah, your husband can write it. Like you, if you're just doing a cease and desist, you don't have to go, like, that's the first step. And if she doesn't, then you can go to a lawyer and talk about like suing for defamation or something. But that's only if it's not true, Emily.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm also going to say there. It's only defamation or slander if it is not true.
And maybe, I forget, how long has Emily been on?
Her and Gina have been on for, I want to say, at least 5 years now.
At least five, longer than we ever gave. but what I'm saying is something maybe Emily will now know that any celebrity in that position needs to learn is that your staff needs to sign an NDA.
Yeah.
Your staff, your housekeepers, your nannies, everyone signs an NDA. Just like, because she said what she's suing the nanny for is invasion of privacy. And I'm like, well, you could have printed up a simple NDA to prevent all of this, but
yep.
Oh, that's right. And she's the lawyer of the group, and she seems to not know.
Yeah, it's like, have them sign an NDA, but also I just go, it's all very murky too, because I just go, well, if what is Katie's daughter's name? Is it Kaylee? I think it's Kaylee. This is great.
Well, let's call her Katie's daughter.
Katie's daughter.
Yeah.
Katie's daughter. While I don't agree with her going on that podcast, did go on that podcast to defend herself and try to right the wrong. And then, the nanny comes out trying to verify and say, I heard this. She's not wrong about it. And so then I also go, well, then Emily, were you going to sue Katie's daughter for defamation? Like, that's, again, I go, the math for me as a layperson with a decent knowledge, more than a Law and Order knowledge of law, that math ain't mathin' for me.
Yeah.
That just seems like you're being very hyperbolic about stuff. You're exaggerating things a little bit.
Yeah, I think she wants to show
dramatic.
the damage Katie's done to her, to the audience. Right.
Yeah. And I do think it's very hurtful to Emily. I do think that she's very upset and mad about it. I think she has every right to be, but I just don't think.
One thing about Emily, she does stand by her family. Do you remember Kelly Dodd calling her hunk of a husband, Shane, a dork? I would have gotten out of Emily's way.
Well, and especially when Emily is drinking.
She was like, I think she said to Kelly, I will kill you or something. I will end you. Like, it was just, I was like, same thing. I was like, if this was Mob Wives, Emily's one swing away. We need to get Emily to drink some tequila and it'll be like, but yeah. By
and then we've got,
I was gonna say the way this all ends is just hilarious with Katie. Yeah, I would love to show you my DMs as soon as I get home.
Get self-service. Well, this is the thing. I think the accusations from Tamra, to be honest with you, have more legs than Emily's. Because I'm just kind of over that season 2. Now I want to know a little bit more about the beef between Katie and Tamra. I want to know more about that. And I feel like that has more legs too, because I'm just like, yeah, let's see. Oh, it is so convenient. I mean, I get it. They're out in the middle of nowhere, San Diego County, like this place. I get it. SOS, like there's nothing there. But at the same time, girl, it was a week ago. You said you were going to get to the bottom of this. Oh, I haven't had time. No, just you didn't want to.
Gina was hilarious with that. She's like, I would have my phone out. I would climb the phone. I would phone tower. I would climb the tree. And
that was actually Tamra. Tamra was like, I would climb a tower.
I knew the look on him. I knew the look on Katie's face. She did not want to open that phone. She was caught red-handed. No matter what, if she had to throw that cell phone in a lake as an excuse, she was not going to open it.
I dropped it in the toilet. Oh no, so sad.
Oh, it fell into my mouth. She's like chewing it and trying to chew it.
Have you tried this new Wonka iPhone?
I mean, there
It
was
actually doubles as a chocolate bar.
that's where it reminded me like she was a child who had been caught. It's like, open your
Mm-hmm.
where's your report card, Katie? Katie's like, oh, they skipped report cards this semester. Open your backpack, Katie. She,
I wonder if she was that kid. I wonder if she was that kid who lied about stupid stuff. Just
that's like what
because.
Jenn kind of hinted at, because when they were saying, Gina was saying that Jenn told her that Katie is a bit of a con artist and her stories don't line up. They don't add up. When Jenn clarified it, it was kind of more like, yeah, these weird little lies. She wasn't calling her a con artist. She said it's all these weird little things that don't make sense, but I just roll with it, like, because it's not big. But I wonder if Katie just likes to drop weird things. I loved Emily's list of her lies. She's like, here is my
What
condensed.
was that like? Yes, but that's also like, you've got to know, or somebody else in the comments, like leave it in the comments. There's another housewife or Bravo celebrity who did that on a show. They made a list of like something that somebody had said or done. They made this like whole long list, and I remember, and I was like, I wrote that down. I was like, somebody else did a list. Who did that list? I was like, somebody did. I know that somebody did on another show, made a list of like the wrongs that somebody had done, and I was like, oh, who did that list? I'm gonna find it. And if it's one of our listeners knows, or it's going to come to me tonight in the middle of the night, I literally will wake straight up and I'll be like, it's da 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 da.
Yeah. I was really impressed. I was amused. He was like, boom, boom, boom.
No.
Yep.
I'm happy to be back with, our flagship Housewives show.
It looks like a good season. I mean, they set it up right. So
I'm so ready for Gretchen to be back. My gosh.
Oh my God. Talk about a blast from the past.
You know why I'm so looking forward to having Gretchen back? Not because I like her, but because she will go after Tamra. And I feel like, to be honest with you, I mean, who knows how this season is going to go, but this is a prediction for me. How this season, I mean, Katie's going down. I feel like that whole montage at the very beginning with the polygraphs, that is about Katie. But I also believe that like this is almost like revenge for having Alexis Bellino on last season and going after Shannon so hard, that Gretchen Rossi will be there and she will go after Tamra so hard. And Shannon doesn't have to do anything. Again, if Shannon plays her cards right, she will just have an easy breezy, good season for herself if she plays her cards right and doesn't get too caught up in the drama and just lets Shannon and Tamra and Gretchen go at each other. Like,
true.
But I feel that this, I'm ready to watch.
It's going to be so weird seeing that they go back so far with Gretchen and Slade. Slade, technically another OG. We should call the men the OHs. The OHs of the OG. The OC. Sorry, let me redo that. The OHs of the OC.
Yes.
Don Gunvalson, Slade Smiley, Matt Keogh, rest in peace. I don't remember. Lori was single.
Laura's single.
Kimberly, her husband, they fled after this first season.
Yeah. We didn't really see him. So
yeah. It's going to be weird. I'm going to be transported back to college watching it for the first time when they rejoin. I like that. It's like a facelift for the viewers. I'm going to pretend it's 2007 with Gretchen.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh man. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for this season. I'm very excited. And if you're excited, then you should hit subscribe.
That's right. It just drops right in. You don't have to worry. You don't have to go. I mean, you are free to collude with us if you like, slide into our DMs, but it will just be naturally in your phone. So
Yeah. And make sure you're watching us on YouTube. Leave us a comment. Tell Jordan that you missed the captain's hat from the Valley episode last episode. So right now still Valley's out on Thursdays and OC comes out on Mondays. And unless somebody can tell Bravo to get us those OC screeners, and then we can fit it in better with our full-time work schedules.
Bravo.
And part-time work schedules.
As I say, they should start giving it to us because we're like the only people who don't creep in to I prefer to meet you at a dinner party, not in your DMs. We are not right. You'll never see PCP in one of these. We are like, so it's funny, I thrive on the trashy, but I would never want our brand associated in something like that. I'm like,
nope. Like, I feel like we could be much further along if we were way more clickbaity and messy, but you and I just don't have the time or energy or want to do that.
I am still focused and getting closer and closer into the Dubrow's penthouse. We know I've made it in. That's my kind of a thrill, not having my name dragged through the mud.
No.
So, yeah.
So Heather and Terry, just invite us on over. We're available Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
You Passover, definitely invite. Not Passover. What's coming up?
High holidays.
High holidays.
Yeah.
Yom Kippur. That'll be a fun one for you to go to.
Yeah. No food. No boo won't be there. The Dubrows and I both like to monogramming things, so
this is true. Maybe you should just find out where she monograms everything and go stake it out.
Well, on that note, who wants to say? It sucks that OC doesn't have like a regional farewell or greeting. Who wants to say?
Veuve Clicquot?
Yeah. Cheers.